You know that feeling when you need something food, a ride, maybe a quick home repair. We've all heard the phrase, there's an app for that. And it's absolutely true. But have you ever stopped to think about the massive digital engine that's humming away behind the scenes? Well, let's unpack that complex ecosystem, the one that connects your immediate needs to instant solutions.
Oh, yeah, we've all been there. You're hungry. You need a ride like 5 minutes ago. Your laptop is on the fritz, or there's just some random task you need done immediately. That feeling, that sense of urgency, that's the starting point for millions upon millions of digital interactions every single day.
And when you grab your phone to solve that problem, you're doing so much more than just opening an app. You're plugging into this huge, interconnected network of services, all designed to do one thing: connect your needs with solutions right away. So, what's the best way to wrap our heads around this whole thing? I like to think of it as a digital toolbox. And inside, each tool is a different kind of service, built for a very specific job. Let's take a look at the essential tools we're all using, probably without even realizing it. Okay, first up in the toolbox, location-based services, or LBS for short. This is the tool that knows exactly where you are. It uses your device's GPS to pinpoint your spot on the map, and then it offers up services and info that are relevant to you right there, right then. And you use this tool constantly. I mean, every time you use Google Maps for directions, find a nearby coffee shop on DoorDash, or call an Uber. Yep, that's LBS. It's basically the technology that powers the whole near-me economy. Next in our toolbox is the gig economy. Now, this isn't about your typical 9-to-5 jobs. This is a massive marketplace for short-term projects and freelance tasks. And it's these online platforms that act as the glue, connecting the people who need a job done with the people who have the skills to do it. Now, here's where things get really interesting. See, many of the biggest services you use aren't just one tool. They're actually a combination. Think about it. Uber and Grubhub use location-based services to find you, right? But the person actually doing the driving or delivering, they're part of the gig economy. It's the fusion of these tools that really makes the magic happen. Our third tool is a big one: crowdsourcing. This is all about leveraging the power of the crowd. Instead of just hiring one person, you put out an open call online to a huge, undefined group of people to get ideas, solve a problem, or even get funding for a project. And the ways you can use this are just incredibly diverse. Crowdsourcing can be as simple as, say, asking a question in a super specific Facebook group to tap into that collective knowledge. Or it can be as ambitious as funding an entire new product on a site like Kickstarter. It's a really powerful way to harness our collective brainpower. Okay, so we've got our toolbox. We know the tools. But how do you actually pick the right one for the job? Let's walk through a super practical guide for finding exactly what you need when you need it. It really just boils down to this 6-step process. It all starts with step 1, being crystal clear about what you need. That clarity helps you with step 2, figuring out the type of service you're after. Is it local or is it a remote project? From there, you can choose the right platform, check out your options with reviews and costs, and then engage the service. And that last step, providing feedback, is absolutely crucial. It's what keeps the entire system trustworthy and helps it get better for everyone else. You can think of this table as your little cheat sheet for matching the problem to the right tool. So, for example, if your need is local and immediate, your go-to is going to be location-based services. Think food delivery. But if you have a specific task, like getting some graphic design work done, you'll want to head straight for the gig economy platforms. It's all about picking the most efficient tool for what you're trying to do. Let's make this real. Imagine you're launching a startup and you need a logo. You have a very clear need. But which path that you take? Well, you've got a couple of really great options. So you've got two main paths here. On one side, there's the gig economy route. You could find a single freelancer on a site like Upwork whose style you just love, and you work with them directly. This is perfect if you already have a super clear vision in your head. But on the other side, you could use crowdsourcing. You post your project to a design contest site, and suddenly dozens of designers are submitting ideas. You just have to pick your favorite. This is a much better path if you want to explore a whole bunch of different creative options. So, after digging through this entire digital ecosystem, what's the one thing you should really walk away with? The big takeaway is this: navigating this digital maze gets a whole lot easier when you understand the paths. Just knowing how LBS, the gig economy, and crowdsourcing work, and more importantly, how they work together, It makes you a much more effective user. You'll find what you need faster, and you're going to get better results. Simple as that. And this all leads to a fascinating final question about what's next. We're already seeing services that try to anticipate our needs. As this technology gets smarter, are we going to reach a point where the search itself is just gone? A world where your devices just know you need a ride or you're low on milk and they just arrange it for you? What does that future even look like? It's something to think about.